Hey people, Intro here, 3v3 Faction War. This is Hades Wastes and Eldar versus the Ordo Malleus. For the blue Eldar team, the Tenso as a Warp Spider Exarch, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat by default, great for capping and harassing some powerful control, the same hand elite scheme. Alongside, Adreva is a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that leaps into combat with some powerful disruption and support. Exarch's elite scheme here. Rounding off the team, Ghaz with a Farseer support hero fighting in melee combat. Powerful buffs and control. They are not producing any units though, Ghaz. This is the Harlequin's elite scheme. They are obviously paying attention, going straight into shurikens and stuff, I suppose. Red Ordo Malleus team, Old Boy Anta as a Daemonhunter, a melee spellcaster with strong support and control, alongside Belial as a Brother Captain, a durable hero who can throw objects and cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and support, fighting in melee. Big fight brewing here. Eversor Assassin rounds off the team is Ruthless at heart. This guy is a risk-reward melee brawler that explodes on death. Are we going to see some of that here? Nope, they are making it out. Warlock in amongst some Strike Squad now. Strike Squad are a solid support melee unit in Tier 1. Messed up that Warlock pretty good with some Stormtrooper support. Ghaz straight into Rangers. Into Rangers for Adreva as well, but they do have Howling Banshees too. The Tenso also has Howling Banshees with power melee weapons, slicing up the Strike Squad very effectively. These guys don't have a grenade though. Almost wiped him. Warp Spider goes for it. Can't quite get the melee attack off. That might have finished those guys. Lots of Rangers coming in. Double Rangers for Ghaz, single for Adreva so far. These guys did get buffed in 299. Their damage per hit got buffed. Their cooldown of their weapons was raised. The rifles, I mean, was raised a bit, but I think it still works out as more DPS. I mean, more damage per hit is what you want with a sniper rifle anyway. Even arguably if the DPS is a bit lower. Okay, they're both going double ranges. This could be nasty. Oops, we might need some interceptors in for these Ordo Malleus fellas. Anta getting some interceptors up now. Interceptors on the way. I mean, you never quite know with these faction wars. These guys might have been playing games all night. And they saw Rangers a bunch or something, so they're ready to get interceptors up, that kind of thing. So I'm not sure if Anta saw a Ranger yet. They might have seen one of Ghaz's. Eversor Assassin in the mid with the Executioner pistol. Takes out a Guardian. And then runs away. There's Rangers getting shots in with their long rifles. These days they start with those Shuriken pistols, of course, the debuff units. There's those debuffs you see there. But looks like they are, yeah, both getting rifles for Ghaz. Both with rifles for Adreva. No rifles yet for the Tenso. They just came out of base. Strike Squad. Having to get some of their points back because of that Warp Spider teleporting around, no doubt. Brother Captain's not happy with it. But a Nemesis Force Sword makes VR the hammer, their starting ability better, and the Unending Purge on the way. 473 to 470. Was Unending Purge changed? I don't think so. Health on hit, and he gets a bit of energy regen as well passively. Why not give him energy on hit too? Improved targeters for Warp Spider Exarch and the heavy gauge Death Spinner. Just shut down enemy heroes usually. Daemonhunter's getting messed up. Interceptors coming in. Oh yep, these guys have Furious Intervention now. Out the gates. The damage of Raptors, the health of Assault Marines, and have that Furious Intervention. It does cost like 90 energy for these guys to jump though. I mean, they do start with 150, but they can't do 2 jumps in a row very easily. 443 to 470. Grenades. Mostly dodged, I think. I think they tried to set them up with the kinetic pulse, but they kind of knocked them off the grenade. There's another Furious Intervention from the Interceptors. The Disruptive Teleport out the gate now in 299 is a massive deal for those fellas. Meanwhile, they're on the power in the southwest, the old Ordo Malleus fellas, thanks to Belial. These are double strat squad of Belial. Those interceptors are Antas, and Ruthless at heart also has some interceptors up. Triple rangers for Adreva, double for Ghaz, single for the Tenso. So lots of sniper rifle action. Ouch. Just go tier 2 fellas, I guess. Unless you want to spam interceptors, which you probably don't want to do. Those guys got finished off by the Banshees. Such a good unit for chasing. Tier 2, get some rhinos up maybe. Or a dreadnought if you're feeling fancy. There's a rift tear by Old Boy Anta. And that Daemonhunter slowing down those units. They got the VP, but I don't think they got any of the gens down. Speaking of gens, Eldar have the contested power on the west side too. That is the Light of the Emperor, granting some damage resistance bonuses and detecting units in the area. Enemy units, that is. Guardian squad. Still level 1. Got that battle equipment upgrade. There's so much room. What is this? Oh, it's interceptors. Tier 2 for the Eldar first. Those contested powers doing some good work for me. There's tier 2 for Anta. There's a War Shout. There's Psychon up for the Eversor Assassin. Good special there. Really good special. Special attacks win melee fights. It's always been the case, always will be. It's an awesome special. More Banshees arrive, and there's... No, there is not a grenade on retreat path. Those guys don't have one. Strat squad are staying in this fight way too long. Think they're going to be okay? Looks like it was really well judged in the end by Ruthless. Please don't make me a liar. Farseer sprinting after those guys. Has these spirit stones. They did get away. Look at that. The Curse of Indrid did not strike. Curse of Indrid is a myth. Singing Spear on the Farseer now. So she can do some heavy melee damage. Damage all targets quite well. Ordo Malleus retaking the Western VP. Special attack wasn't helpful there, Mr. Brother Captain. It looked great, but you got to hit those fellas. There we go. Runs into a Warlock who gets the Witchblade of Kernus on the way. Is it really only 100 requisition, this thing? And 30 power? Isn't that cheaper than the Merciless Witchblade? Like, significantly cheaper. Isn't that 35 power and a bunch of wreck? Feels quite cheap for the Witchblade of Kernus there. Rift Tear. We have some Crusaders on the field for the Daemonhunter. These guys unique for the Daemonhunter too. Well, they ran off. And now Belial's kind of isolated and needs to be very careful. Very careful. Anta's interceptors being chased by double Banshees, and look at the speed of these ladies with fleet up. Couldn't quite get them down. Force Rod for Anta. That's going to be great against the blob of Rangers. Knock them back, do some damage and silence them. Or just Banshees as they're running. Stormtroopers trying to trade with the Rangers. Trading quite well, actually. And the Guardians come in and spoil their party. What's this? Banshees hanging out? You going to bash power, ladies? Nope. Maybe they bashed one of them already. Going for the Stormtroopers as they retreat. Map looking very blue for the Eldar. We do have a Rhino up. Falcon already up though for the Tenso. They just weren't able to respond quickly enough to these Rangers, the Ordo Malleus fellas. It's not an easy spot to be in. Don't really want to spam interceptors, because then you're very open to a nasty Banshee engagement or Raid Lords and stuff in tier 2. There was that Force Rod with the Retribution. The Emperor's Torch is still in there too. That was a melter bomb from somewhere. Oh, from the operatives that are in the field for Belial. Don't know if they can get this thing down. There's Emperor's Torch. Awesome kinetic pulse. I mean, they got it really damn low with this regular melee attacks. We Crusaders there. These guys gain stats and effectiveness as they drop models. There was a Ethereal Slash. What do they have in terms of anti-vehicle? Well, we do have Guardian Weapon Team with a Bright Lance. And the Tenso's Falcon can damage vehicles as well. Got the Rhinos on the other side, although Belial's got a Rhino on the way. Vindicator Assassin in the field now for some turbo penetrator rounds on that Falcon maybe. Ordo Malleus striking back after contested VP. These guys are finally getting this power. It seems like they've been trying to get it for ages. Falcon's been repaired. Risky fight potentially here for the Ordo Malleus. Coming into Banshees and Rangers. There's that kinetic pulse. And here comes the Farseer, and that's a Wraith Lord as well. Interceptor's going after the Rangers, but I think it's smart. But I think the other fellas need to run. Retribution didn't seem to hit very well. Crusaders get away. Strike Squad, I don't know if they did. Did Ant have double Strike Squad? Belial certainly did. There's a bunch of dead Strike Squad there. 320 to 375. Did those interceptors get away? They did. They did a lot of good work there, actually, the interceptors. 315 to 375. 2-to-1 cap for the Ordo Malleus. They're able to fight so hard, though, to keep this position. But Eldar have fought them off. Level 2, Brother Captain. Strike Squad there, level 2 with the Tomes of Titan kicking off, is it? Oh, Bright Lance up on the shoulder of the Wraith Lord chasing down the Rhino, who has a heavy bolter turret on the back. Good anti-infantry DPS from this thing, but it can't really tangle with that Wraith Lord. Needs to keep on driving. Needs to keep on driving. That guy can shoot as they walk, the Wraith Lord. Stormtroopers trying to get a decap, nice idea, but they got caught by Banshees. This Wraith Lord with no shoulder-mounted weapon. Adreva has gone tier 3. Where is that Vindicator? I can't select them. I see inside the Rhino. Also gone for the heavy bolter turret. They don't have huge amounts of anti-vehicle, the Ordo Malleus fellas. Rhino came to a bad spot. Bright Lances galore. Big Spirit Stone's heal comes in. Really ballsy push here by the Ordo Malleus. They got the decap. Eversor Assassin getting stuck in. That was a melter bomb from the operatives. Oh, Eversor also has one. Rhino goes down. Interceptor's running in. Well, teleporting, I should say. I don't think they're gonna get that Falcon. Nothing to get it with. Where is the Eversor? The Vindicator. They were running off. 288 to 371. I mean, a decent VP lead for the Ordo Malleus fellas, but the Eldar, there's the giant brick of Eldar shiny shooty stuff at the moment. Ordo Malleus are being aggressive. They're getting in there. They're doing some work, but they're kind of dropping stuff here and there. Rhino down. Strike Squad down. I don't know if the Eldar have lost the unit. Yeah, Ghaz has lost their Guardians. I think that's it. Not sure. Still a 2-to-1 for the Ordo Malleus. And Ant are doing the right thing here and backing the hell off because it's 2v1. Maybe even 3v1 against them. Oh, maybe catching the Warp Spider. Oh, unlucky. Getting their enhanced warp jump generator here now. Being knocked over all over the place by the Rangers. Shooting and moving, shooting and moving. So aggravating to fight against. Good shots on the Falcon now. Big push by the Ordo Malleus. Falcon's not moving. Oh, but Banshees get in on the Purgation, and they go down. Conversion Beamer down with them. Bio Meltdown from the Eversor Assassin. This was buffed in 299. It now costs less to activate. And I think the actual stats of it got buffed as well. Does more damage or lasts longer or something. 274 to 365. 1-to-1 cap. Daemonhunter doing some decent work. Crusaders here to help. There is the Retribution. Nicely timed. Well, there's a Wraith Lord here too. They can't really mess with that very much. I don't see any rites of exorcism or anything. Tome of Tranquility's in though. So they can use Retribution a bunch more. Is it worth getting... I think it might be worth getting the rites of exorcism going. Robes of the Exorcist, is it? Or something? Robes of the Exorcist? I think it's that. With double Wraith Lords up. And they lost that conversion beamer. Still have their Vindicator. I haven't actually seen him shoot anything. What have you been up to, buddy? They have the turbo penetrator rounds loaded in, so they are shooting vehicles. And they did get the Falcon. The Falcon was got around here somewhere. So there's that. And they still have a VP lead. There's the 2-1 for the Eldar. Double Rhinos for Belial. This guy's getting las cannon on the other one now. 2 here, says Anta. Referring to this west side. Tier 3s. All of the Eldar tier 3. 2 of the Ordo Malleus players go tier 3. Belial still in tier 2, getting that second Rhino up. It might be amazing though. There's that Furious Intervention. In on the Rangers, but Witchblade of Kurnus does its thing. With Ethereal Slash, was very scary. Providence on the Eldar as well. Here come double Rhinos. Oh, both las cannons. Okay. Decent grenade. Allowing those guys to escape. Oh, it's a 5 prism. 5 prism is up. Can they focus it down? Can they trade with a 5 prism? Or there's a Vindicator there as well. They are going to trade with it. Down it goes. Did not last very long, that thing. Wow. Awesome vehicle hit squad here for Belial. Very careful though, the Bright Lance Wraith Lord around. Gets some really good damage in here, the Vindicator Assassin. Down goes the Wraith Lord. They did lose one of the Rhinos, but getting a Wraith Lord and a Fire Prism is a very good trade. Very good trade. Awesome work by that Vindicator. Didn't even get a level for all that. Here is a Seer Council, which is a problem, as you saw. Leaping around like crackheads. Rhino does make it out. Neurotoxin might have saved them. Saved it, I should say. Assault armor in for the Eversor. It's very nice to have. On-demand disruption, always awesome to have on your hero. Kinetic Pulse setting up a Banshee charge maybe. Oh, a little bit delayed Banshee charge, but they're in there now. And there's a War Shout. There's another Retribution going in. Where's the cooldown on that now with the Tome of Tranquility? Oh, some mines. Empyrean Grain Mines. And now they're going for the Armor of Damnation for Tempest. I don't know what these interceptors are doing, trying to fight a... Oh, they got side cannons in. Have they? Oh, allows them to swap between them, so they just haven't swapped to them. Daemonhunter's gonna die. Being knocked all over the place by Seer Council. These are Ghazes. Another Seer Council on the way for Adreva. All the Rangers are still alive, I think. Been a tough old fight. Eldar now have a VP lead. Really tough fight. Fire Prism on the way for the Tenso. We need AV, says Anta. Yeah. Anta can't really get much at the moment with the requisition situation. Oh, Vortimer Razorback is in. Good damage to all targets. Very quick vehicle too. Crusader's still hanging out. Their infantry is going to be in big trouble with a double Seer Council running around. There's still 3 Banshees built as well. Got rid of those guys. I hear Banshees yelling. Who is it? Who's yelling? You guys. Eversor runs away.
I bring you the fire of the crystal ray.
I wonder if the new Eviscerator axe could even the odds against those Seer Council. They probably need... I mean, they have double interceptors. And they have the melee heroes. Well, only the Eversor's alive. But yeah, the axe is different now. It now puts an aerial effect around the Eversor, where you get some melee bonuses. Orbital bombardment going in. Catches some friendly units, but does catch the Eldar stuff as well. Can they get the Wraith Lord down? Let's Does it make it out? 16 hit points, it makes it out. Amazing. Or maybe not. Interceptors are going after it. Wraithbone is active. Can it out-heal the Psy Cannons? Meanwhile, everything runs away from Banshees. Vindicare can't get in there and help either. They teleported away from the Wraith Lord, but they're going to get Fire Prismed, I think. I think the Wraith Lord might survive, you guys. That was very close, though. Very close. 252 to 171. More Vortimer Razorbacks coming in. Something the Rangers can't really hurt. Good, solid vehicle, I think, these things. Neurotoxin in on the Seer Council. Eversor runs in there. What can they do? They've only got their 40 DPS melee. Neurotoxin is nice, though. Revive the Brother Captain. Surely it's worth this guy getting their Nemesis Demon Hammer up or something. That demolishing strike he has. I mean, you got. It's easy to say that though. Every purchase is absolutely vital at this point. Yeah, the Vortimers are doing well. Vortimers are doing well. Decent VP lead opened up for the Eldar. Anything that tries to cap just gets absolutely punished. Can a Vortimer 1v1 a Fire Prism? I would think so, with the 250 hit points more it has. Uh-oh. That Psychic Fortress, I think that's Psychic Fortress from the Daemonhunter. A nice idea, they were trying to get in on the Rangers. Didn't quite work out. There's a Furious Intervention. Vortimer getting picked apart by the Fire Prism at long range, and down it goes. What was I saying about 1v1? There's never 1v1s in Dawn of War 2. Avatar on the field for Ghaz. That's really bad news, because this thing gives a bunch of bonuses to nearby infantry. And there's Seer Council. Oh, only one Seer Council now. No, there's still two. There's still two. Seer Council is scary enough, and they give them Avatar bonuses. I mean, they dealt with those guys. Neurotoxin is helping out there. But would just more raw DPS from a melee weapon help out as well. Eldritch Storm is largely avoided. These double Vortimers are really far forward, but I think that was mainly to avoid the Eldritch Storm. I guess it didn't seem like many threats around. The Avatar's a big threat. There's another Eldritch. Uh-oh. I think that one's done for. Yeah, he's got a really rough spot there for Ruthless. 251 to 127. Ordo Malleus are really trying. Look at the Crusaders getting through. Well done, fellas. They have their acolyte leader fella with that big chainsword of his. And they're on the VP. They are on the VP. Belial using that Rhino superbly well too. And the Vindicare still alive. Maybe they should have all got Vindicares. Maybe they're worried about them being targeted by the Rangers and stuff. Another Fire Prism on the way for the Tenso. Isn't it their second or third one? Who's this? Oh, Warp Spider's down. They got the VP. There's your 2-1. Should they have got Plasma Cannon Dreadnoughts up? We didn't see any of them. Hunter with Grey Knight Terminators on the way. Gonna be risky. I mean, they're really good melee fighters, but double Seer Council with Avatar and hero support. That might be tricksy. There's the Brother Captain. Brother Captain is chasing a Fire Prism. Can the Vortimer finish it? It can, with the Hunter Killer Missile. Nicely done. Nicely done. Lots of repairs for the Wraith Lord. Crusader just throwing their bodies in there to hold things up. Avatar with a Wrath of Cain on retreating units. 200 to 127. Double orbital here. Need to spread those beams, fellas. They spread them a bit. Oh, went down there. Vortimer went down, I think. Oh, I think that was a Rhino. They have lost at least a couple of Vortimers, and they've lost that Rhino now. Can they get the Avatar down here? Psycan and Interceptor doing some good work as well, eh? There's the Melter Bomb from the Eversor, and Vortimer's trying to chase. Interceptors are not there we go. Now they're teleporting. And another Melter comes in. Or a crack, or whatever that meant to be. Now they got it. They got the Avatar. Well done, fellas. Seer Council come in, though. They're not happy. That's Banshees, sorry. With Seer Council alongside them. It's both of them. No bueno for those Interceptors. Here are the Grey Knight Terminators. And there's a Tempest from the Daemonhunter, wherever he is. And they kicked some ass there, the Terminators. They didn't want to stand in the Tempest, I suppose. They are taking quite a lot of damage. Good special from the Wraith Lord. Hit all three models, I think. Farseer getting some pokes, some heavy melee pokes. Having to teleport out. They did drop a model. I cap you fight, says Ruthless. Then they're talking about the natural. Shimmer Orb goes up. 170 to 102. Single for the Eldar. Another Wraith Lord on the way. Some Fire Dragons, I think, just came in. There's that Tempest again. Doing some good work, you know. Goes through various stages the longer you channel it. Slows you down, and then I think it drains your energy, and then starts damaging you. It's quite nasty. Old Terminators came back in without reinforcing and stuff. And they're not being chased, apparently. I thought those guys were going to chase them down. Stormtroopers wipe. The Force Rod Retribution misses there. Banshees. Oh, did they keep Furious Intervention when they have their Psy Cannons in hand? Another Tempest going in. Like a full-on wizard, this guy. Order trying to peel models off. They can't let the Banshees get free hits in, though. There's the Retribution to knock them off the cap. Nicely done. Doesn't seem like they want to fight the Banshees, though. Oh, there we go. They're coming in. Maybe? Yeah, they're kind of hanging out. Vortimer survives. And those guys ran off the VP. Eldar still have the west side. Is it worth the Ordo Malleus trying to push this side? There's a Wraith Lord and a bunch of Rangers. Gonna be hard to cap with Rangers disrupting you. Rangers will take the VP back. I'm not sure if they're gonna push it again. No, looks like Ruthless is up for it. Another Vortimer on the way for Belial. They're gonna have 3 on the field. Psychon popped. Did not use Neurotoxin on the Warlock, interestingly. They're saving it for a melee squad, I suppose. Rangers getting some shots in there. 153 to 78. Ruthless is rotating west. It's Belial on the east side now. Terminators reinforced. Got Crusaders in there. Interceptors too. Big, important fight here, potentially. Fire Dragons on the field, going after the Vortimer. Look at that. And an Eldritch. Doesn't look like the Eldritch hit that much stuff. Hit some Strike Squad. There's a Tempest and another Eldritch. Where are the Terminators? Here they are. That is a messy fight. Really messy fight. Psychic Fortress on the Grey Knight Terminators there. Slowing down and draining the energy of nearby enemies. Really nice to have. Really good. And there's the Incineration, I think they call it now, or something, from the Grey Knight Terminators. They also have their Psychic. Yeah, the Seer Council getting bodied here. Can they wipe them? They do wipe them. Nicely done, Anta. Lots of awesome skill usage there. 153 ability usage, I should say. 234. Hopefully that's not Anta getting a sound bug in the chat there. Oh, they're still there. Double cap for Eldar, though. Looks like they're going to take it. Yeah, they're going to get a triple cap. There it is. Eldar are going to win the game. Awesome stuff. The Rangers were giant pains in the arse. Oh, Anta did get sound bug, but the game's over anyway. Not sure if it affected their performance in that fight or something, if it would have made a difference. Level 5 Warp Spider Exarch with Entangling Web, Enhanced Warp Jump Generator, and the Shimmer Orb. Warlock level 5, level 6 Farseer. Not sure if they had anything else other than the Singing Spear. Daemonhunter level 5. This guy was awesome, Anta. Just throwing spells around, supporting those Terminators with these Psychic Fortress and stuff. Brother Captain level 7. I really think they should have got the big old Nemesis Demon Hammer when those double Seer Councils showed up. I mean, they spent their resources on a bunch of vehicles late game, and they did do well. The Vindicator did great too. And the Eversor Assassin, level 8. I also think one of their late game melee weapons would have helped, but I mean, it's hard to quantify how much work this Neurotoxin was doing. It might have been amazing in those fights. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. It was a close one. It was really hard fought. Back and forth. Nobody really was able to settle on their VPs very much. Awesome stuff. Big thanks to these players for taking part. Big thanks for the Tenso running these lobbies and sending me some replays. I'll see you guys next time.